Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of Psychic Sundays Live. Your host, the Queen of Booga Booga, Psychic Sally Diane.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, look at that. My mic was muted. Let's try that again. Hi, everybody. It's Sunday night. We're live. Here's Sally.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and thank you for joining us for this Christmas edition of Psychic Sundays Live. Now, I just wanted to make an announcement. I know that for a while now we've been starting every show with a pick 5 for your crush. According to our analytics, that's not a popular feature, so we are going to discontinue doing that. If you have a question about your crush, go ahead and ask it. Just don't ask the same question week after week. After a while, just ask what you need to know, okay?
All right.
Yeah. And let's, without further ado, on this Christmas. Oh, do you have the overhead cam on?
The overhead camera?
Yeah, I want to show
You want to show off your present?
I want to show off my present.
Hang on a second. We got the spa picture there. Let's see. Is this one? There we go. There we go.
Okay, there it is. Look at what the producer got me.
It looked much bigger on your camera. Hold that up for people. There we go.
Oh, it's a blue topaz and a very beautiful blue topaz. Yes, thank you, Clinifa. It is, isn't it? Okay, so Basic Lover, and I've just seen this on my screen, and isn't this like the third week in a row that you talked about Chris reconciling? And I'm always weary of it, especially when guys start seeing your relationship as a revolving door, and it doesn't take long. Bless their hearts, it doesn't take them long to get to that point. You just can't keep laying them in and out and in and out, because when they come back in the second time, they're probably going to bring all their bad behaviors with them. And when they come in the third and the fourth time, they're going to bring even more. So you might really want to consider whether you want to go down that road again. You might be better off not going to it. I understand that it hurts to break up with somebody, and when you love somebody, you don't want to let go, but you made up your mind that there's things there that you can't tolerate, and it's not going to help you to go back on it. You need to move forward. Anyhow,
look at that. The nail color on the screen, actually nail color matches the color I'm looking at in real life. My goodness, look at all the people we have here.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Okay, so who's first? Oh, Bubbles.
Bubbles?
Bubbles wants to know.
Not till next week. Don't have Bubbles until next week when it's New Year's Eve.
Oh, bubbly. Looking forward to that. Okay, and Bubbles wants to know, why does my ex want to call off our divorce? He chose to go to counseling instead. That's a good question, especially considering what I started out with. So let's just take a look at this whole reconciliation, particularly what's in it for you, Bubbles. All right, so Bubbles and the reconciliation. All right, so here he is, riding in the Knight of Wands. But the Knight of Wands has good intentions, but he's fire. A lot of things with him are short term and short lived. So let's see what else the cards have to say. Ugh, and they're just jumping out. This star reversed is saying, man, don't get your hopes up here. So, oops, I am so losing. You know what? I love wearing my hat, my Santa hat, folks, but that just tells me, and excuse me here, that I must wear my crown instead. Oh, that's so much better. And it looks awesome on the producer. All right, so back to Bubbles. Yeah, I mean, the cards are talking without me even saying anything. It shows him riding in, but he's riding in. Everything about it is short term. So maybe he's off on his own. He's a little scared, so he's coming back to what's familiar. But when you got the Knight of Wands, that's short lived. And when you've got star reversed, it says don't get your hopes up. So, but counseling is a good idea anyhow, because if you're headed for a divorce, you might have to deal with them anyway for the kids' sake or whatever. So, being able to get through it maturely might be a good thing. Yeah. The Five of Swords. He doesn't want to improve, but he doesn't want to go through a divorce. Divorce is hard. You know that. Yeah, I worry about that. Yeah, it's all short-lived. And it's not that he isn't well-intended. He is. It's just really short-lived because the changes that he would have to make and the adjustments that he would have to make are just things that he's not going to be able to do. And I think it's at this point, while you guys are working on making your relationship balanced, this is a good time to kind of bring that out and forgive him for it. But like the cards say right here, don't get your hopes up high. You're not going to get what you were waiting for. But in the meantime, you've got this card, this Four of Wands, and out of all of them, that's the one that's good. So it says that the idea of going to counseling, even though you can't count on him to change, and he probably won't, and it probably isn't going to end up with a long-term reconciliation or your marriage coming back, there are issues here that would be really, really good for you guys to work out now that things are peaceful, now that you've got, now that there is this period of peace.
Well, that was a reading for Bubbles.
Yes.
Next, we've got the High Priestess, who's skipping over Valentine's Day and is looking for love in March break.
Woohoo! There's a reason for my madness.
What madness?
Oh, what the High Priestess says. She says, can I get a love reading for March? And then she says, there's a reason for my madness, March Madness.
Oh, right.
I got the joke. All right, so let's see. High Priestess and love. See if we get springtime kind of cards here. And the deck I'm using is the Pamela Coleman Smith deck. And yeah, I know you're looking at it going, well, it looks like the Rider-Waite deck. Well, it is kind of. Pamela Coleman Smith was the artist, and this is her signature. And so the title of these cards are just giving credit to the right person. That's interesting. I think maybe that's a false negative. And I just say that because you've got these lovely high arcana cards. And it talks about, you've got Hierophant and you've got Star. And so there's this hope in marriage. And I think the balance here with you is not to get too caught up on the knight in shining armor aspect of marriage, but also not get too confined by the societal expectations of marriage. So there's this balance here. But dead center, you've got the Page of Swords, and that's you. And he is someone on the move. And this is, a lot of wind. That's spring. March comes in like a lion, out like a lamb. Yeah. March is in like a lion and out like a lamb.
I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention. As per usual.
As per usual. Okay, anyhow. So yes, you've got there's a lot of movement in the spring, and you are on the move in spring. No wonder you say there's a method to your madness. But once you get into a relationship, you might want to balance out what your expectations are in the relationship early on. Okay.
Or you could just do a simple way and turn a red light on.
That's one.
Didn't say you have to unlock the door.
Enough. Okay. And Glenifa says, I have a toxic coworker that has been hinting at leaving. Will she leave and will I get more money at work? Okay, those are two different things. First off, with a toxic coworker, now I'm assuming that you're at a desk, and what you do is you put snowflake obsidian at the back of your drawers of your desk, or tuck it in the corners of your desk. What you want is something that's going to put a wall of protection, a spiritual wall of protection against negativity in front of you. So snowflake obsidian is really, really good at that. It's also good at bouncing it back, bouncing negativity back at the person who sends it. And getting rid of a toxic coworker is a good way to up your productivity, and upping your productivity usually does lead to promotion and a little bit more money at work. But let's see what the cards have to say. I always hate being stuck in a toxic coworker situation. So frustrating. You are not the only one. Glenifa, you are definitely not the only one here that finds this person toxic and celebrates at the idea of her leaving. Okay. This Ten of Wands is an interesting one. I just want to see what... Okay, so yeah, she's leaving, and you're not the only one that's going to be glad she's gone. Now, this one right here, these two cards together, kind of serves as a warning. Because sometimes when one person leaves, instead of hiring someone to take their place, they kind of divvy out the duties. And this is warning you against taking on too many responsibilities for no pay. So if they start asking you to do more work and to pick up the slack for when she leaves, you need to say, I want a job description, and have things clearly spelled out, because you've got a situation up ahead where you may be asked to do a lot of little things. And that's a good way to be encumbered like this guy. And when you're encumbered by a bunch of little duties, it's hard to see the path ahead, and it's hard to finish your own work when you've got all these little things to deal with. So that's a warning for you as far as work goes, not to let yourself be in that position. But do know you're not the only one that finds her toxic.
Did you do basic lovers reading already?
Yes, that's the one where I got on my pet soapbox about reconciliation.
All right, next we have Joanne, who's looking for a message for 2023.
Oh, nice. There she is. Whoops. Thank you, Marcy. All right, Joanne in 2023. Let's see. What do you need to know about 2023? Because it's only 3 cards. So let's see what you need to know the most. Because I'm sure it's a whole year. There's a lot to be known. But let's see if we can't get a highlight here. Okay, so 2023 looks to be a pretty good year, pretty bright year. I think that you're in a situation, Joanne, and I'm pretty sure that we're looking at a boss, or maybe we're looking at upper management. But as you go into 2023, your view is, sort of heavy-handed enforcement of the rules. So you're really feeling that overmanaged kind of feeling as you go into it. But as the year goes on, you reach a whole another understanding. So before you allow yourself to be frustrated about the things that start early on in 2023, keep in mind you might not understand the logic behind it. So give everybody a chance. Well, give your boss a chance. I don't think everybody deserves a chance, but that's a whole nother topic.
Is it now?
Yes.
Well, all right. Next, we have Divinely Blessed Tarot.
Nice name.
Hello, do my ex regrets everything he did with me in regards with third party?
No, but you could make them. But we'll see what the cards have to say. Just a suggestion on my part. The problem with getting a guy by cheating is that you know that you willingly accepted a cheater. And so that's what I have to say about the affair partner. Will he regret it? Too little, too late. You know, sometimes when when we're in a bad relationship with the wrong guy, it brings us down and it takes away our productivity and it just shows on our face. So when we're free of that, which you are, you start kind of looking a little more chipper and your color's better and you look younger, and a lot of time women lose weight or they become more fascinating in other ways because they become more productive and more self-confident. And so when he sees what being without him has done for you, then all of a sudden he's like, oh, wow, I didn't know she was that great. Well, of course you didn't. Oops. Will he regret it? Yeah, but way too late. Never take that jerk in.
I'm not sure why you're censoring This Isn't Made for Kids.
Well, I know, but I didn't want to say dickhead on the air. Oops, it came out anyway. Oh.
All right, next we got Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne.
Looking for highlights in 2023. Well, just go to your local stylist.
Oh, and she's got an interview next week for a great job. Okay, so let's see what you need to know in the next little while. Because if I could say one thing about you, Suzanne, you sure keep things active around you, right? Like that. Always looking for the next challenge. Okay.
I have noticed about that card. That guy's fighting a whole lot of sticks that aren't held by anyone.
Well, that's...
Swinging for the fences, literally?
Well, one of the references there has to do with Petruchio from The Taming of the Shrew. Okay, so anyhow. What does Suzanne need to know? Got the Emperor. Oh, I think you are going to get a new job. Interesting. Really interesting. Okay, so yes, you are going to get a new job. I think that there's certain restrictions with this job. I think maybe you're going to have to wake up earlier than you're used to, or you know, it feels like there's a lot more rules to this one, but it does say that it's a good job for you, and that it does seem to be it just puts you in a better spot, even though you're going to miss being at home with the little one, because that's what the card says right here. You are going to miss the time at home, but it is going to work out very well for you. And this is a high enough paying job that it improves things all the way across the board. So, yeah. Yeah, it looks like you're going to be in a totally different place by the time February rolls around. Having to get up extra early in the morning, it happens. Okay.
All right, next we've got Stardust C, who's got problems with a tenant that's too loud and getting louder. What's going on?
I'm kind of getting this feeling that there's a little bit of a setup there because I feel like your guides are saying, don't take the bait, don't take the bait, don't take the bait. So don't take the bait. Let's see what their deal is. You're asking the right question. You're definitely asking the right question. Yeah. You see, it's about being able to pay the rent, which I really don't understand that. It's kind of a distraction.
They're not working. The tenant's not working.
Yeah. Oh, did she say that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So no wonder it is
I
about.
paraphrased the question to shorten it.
Yeah, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to cause any kind of an upset to take you to the landlord tenants board or whatever. They're kind of challenging you, daring you to cross the line. They're looking for anything. This give me a reason that I didn't pay my rent. But actually, it's because they can't pay their rent right now. And I know that they have burdens, but creating problems isn't the right way to do it. But somehow, by creating problems, maybe it's worked for them in the past. I don't understand the connection there, but it's almost like a distraction. Like if they can turn it into a dispute, then it takes longer to evict them. So I think that right now you need some solid core advice. But this idea of like a trap, maybe they're looking for a way to say that you harass them or something like that. But I think that you need to do something right now to cover your back and to document everything with these folks. Oh,
Basic Laura wants a message in love for the next 3 months.
ooh.
All right. Let me get out the red marker. We're going to write this message in love.
What about Pooja Gupta?
Who?
Okay, wait.
Did I miss somebody?
Yes, you did.
Oh, it must not be visible on my screen there.
Wait a second. Oh no. Oh wait. It my screen jumped. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
sorry.
All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll get to you, Pooja.
Yeah. Okay. So, Basic Lover wants a message in love for the night.
Yeah. Love message for the next 3 months. Is it going to be a lonely Valentine's Day?
Yeah, but that's your own problem because you're spending too much time thinking about what you don't have, other than counting your own blessings. It's that there's that warning about being. You're so kind of focused in on your ex and reconciling with your ex that you're missing a whole new opportunity around you. You need to be more forward looking. Yeah. I think that there is potential for Valentine's Day. I think the only problem is you're choosing to stay in the same place. And if you choose to stay in the same place and focusing on the same person, you are going to be a lonely person on Valentine's Day. So this is a time to just cut ties. Just rip off that Band-Aid and get over it.
Well, it comes down to one question. Am I ready for new love?
New love's ready for you, but that is the question. Are you ready for new love? Because you're sure holding on to the same empty bag. And that's the visual they give me of that. And I'm sorry if I'm being insulting. All I can do is tell you what they said. Okay, so
Stardust C will come back to your longer question.
my goodness. All right, so you
All
can.
right, let's go with Poocha. My
Okay.
spirit guides has to say about the project that I'm working on. What do my spirit guides tell me about my project?
All right. Well, that sounds interesting. Don't share credit. Don't be afraid of looking egotistical or selfish. Do not share credit. You get those people who are boundary stompers. As soon as you get a little success, they're going to cozy right up to you and say you're partners, that kind of stuff. And there it is right there. Somebody trying to steal credit from you. Oh, yeah, this is going to turn out really good. This strength is a really powerful card. Stand your ground, be stubborn. This is going to go well. These cards are really, really, really good. The only thing that you got going on that's bad is somebody coming around trying to take credit for your work. But you don't have to do that. Speak up for yourself, loud and proud, and be proud of what you're doing. This is something good. Congratulations. On a brilliant idea, I'm sure.
Divinely Blessed Tarot has another question. A current boyfriend. How does he truly feel?
Ooh, well, that's a dangerous one to. Ooh. Okay, so here's your answer. Ooh. You did ask for the truth. And anybody with tarot in the name knows what this means. I think that he's kind of keeping you around, waiting for something better to come along. And I hate to say it like that, but that's how the cards are saying it. So there's that. I wouldn't invest too much in him right now. Just for the sake of argument, I'll throw a few more cards. Because that was it, just the way it came flying out. This is your message. So don't count on these cards. You're probably going to get like some of the 5s and the 7s. Ooh, that's weird. See, now that's what I expected to see. And that's what I expect to see. Is there somebody else interested in you? Because there's this love prospect here. But when we ask about this, whoever you're calling your boyfriend, they're giving you the big thumbs down. But there's somebody, maybe somebody that's stuck in the friend zone, that there's a love connection around you, and it's not your boyfriend.
Well, there's the X.
Is there an X?
Yeah, there's the X with the third party. This is Divinely Blessed Tarot's second question.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, X's have this is the cup. This is something new.
Ooh,
This is something new and sexy, and it doesn't fit everything else that's going on with you. That's why I think this is somebody who's stuck in the friend zone. And don't tell yourself that your ex is stuck in the friend zone. He's not stuck in the friend zone. He's stuck in the familiar zone. And sometimes when we're feeling insecure, we go to what's familiar. That's why we end up with our exes. No, you've got something brand new here.
And next we have Anastasia Enchanted. Wants to know about 2023.
Ooh, what does Anastasia need to know about 2023? That's a great question. Okay, what does Anastasia need to know about 2023? Comes with a footnote. 2023 is going to be a really active year. So if you're counting on, just sitting somewhere and chilling, not going to happen. Not the year to do it. Ooh, but love is going to go really well in 2023. Open yourself up to new possibilities. Also at work, it looks like there's going to be some sort of upper management kind of problems at work. It just feels like the people that you look up to as bosses and supervisors kind of take a tumble. So here's the footnotes. Absolutely. I think this is why they're telling you that the company you're working for is going to have some managerial or financial problems, because it's also saying that there's opportunities right in front of you, and for some reason you decide you feel like you should stay where you're loyal, and the cards are saying no. When opportunity presents itself, grab onto it, shove your foot in the door.
Well, would you look at that? It's 9:30.
Ooh, it's time for pick 3.
Yes, the last week of 2022.
Yes.
Who's crying in their champagne? Who's spilling it? Who's wearing it?
I'll be drinking it. Okay.
You're not getting champagne. What are you talking about? Schlitz for you.
Is that tough, Schlitz? Okay, so pick 3 for 2023. So everybody out there, pick a number 1 through 3. That one looks like number 1. That's number 2. Number 3. Okay, so pick 3 for the week ahead. The last week of 2022. I said 2023, didn't I? No, this is for the last week of 2022. So, thank you. Last week, this week coming up.
Gee, it sounds like you're the one that's drinking.
And so far, it's just water. That water is rough stuff. Okay. Okay, so the last week of 2022. I'm already in the next year. So, did you pick number 1, number 2, or number 3? You pick number 1, then your tarot card for the week ahead is, the Lovers. And I know so many of us have next week off. And the Lovers, it really feels like it's going to be a good week in love and relationships. So if you pick card number 1, next week's going to be a good week for you, relationship-wise. Did you pick card number 2? Well, if you pick card number 2, then your tarot card for next week is a Knight of Pentacles. You're going to get some good money news next week. Awesome. Did you pick card number 3? Well, if you pick card number 3, then your tarot card for next week is a 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands, there's a bit of defensiveness in the 9 of Wands, and the guy in the 9 of Wands isn't moving forward. And so I don't think you're going to have too much luck moving forward, but there's a warning within this card about being stubborn. So if you can't make things happen, just kind of take a step back and really look at yourself and say, what am I being stubborn about? What can I compromise with? Because of course you can't control what other people do. You can only control how you respond to it. Okay, and that was your pick 3 for the week ahead. Yeah, got that right.
Yep.
And while I'm on a roll with words coming out of my mouth, I wanted to let everybody know if you would like to have a reading with your Queen of Ooga Booga in person, call the spa near the tracks at 519-272-1293 to schedule an appointment right here in Stratford, Ontario. And I know not a lot of you can come to Stratford, Ontario, but I also offer in-person readings online. To schedule a reading online, send an email to the Queen of Ooga Booga at gmail.com and we'll set something up. Thank you so much. And who's next?
Well, I don't know. What are you asking me for?
Oh, sorry, I mistook you for the producer.
Stardust C has another question.
She does.
When my aunt and Uncle Peter and Sophia were sick, my cousin Andrew did not inform me. They were sick and we never got a chance to say goodbye. Why did he do that?
It wasn't on purpose. It really wasn't. And I'm sure I'm going to see cards that tell me that he feels bad about it. Yeah, he just had so much else on his mind. And I think he's probably in very unfamiliar territory there. So he realizes it in retrospect when everybody's hurt and why didn't you tell me? But at that point in time, he was just trying to adjust to his own feelings. So there wasn't vindictiveness about it. And he is getting a lot. He is, cut him some slack. He is getting a lot of criticism thrown at him for the way he handled a situation that's very unfamiliar and very new to him. And we all do the best we can in difficult situations, and so did he. And right now, he's really getting the business. And it might be this would be a really good time to stick up for him. There was not vindictiveness here, not a bit of it. Yeah, stick up for him, and let him know that you understand and forgive him. This was not done vindictively. And if he could do it differently, he would do it differently. Okay, I hope that answered your question.
All right, and who we got next?
Okay.
Okay, all right. Still working on it. Lucid Dreams? Maybe.
Oh,
we got us
new love for Lucid Dreams in 2023? Well, let's see.
Will repeat love do?
Better have new love. Well, unless you already have love in front of you, then it's...
sleep, rave, repeat. Oh, you got to eat there too.
You're looking for number 2 there.
What? Eat, sleep, rave, repeat.
Okay, so love in 2023, it does seem like you are going to meet somebody through work. And this feels like it is a bit of a whirlwind romance. It's going to be short-lived. I give it about 8 months. Because it seems to start around March, but by the time you get to October, you're kind of done. You're kind of tired of him. So enjoy it while it lasts. Have a fun summer, and when it's over, it's over. Every relationship is a gift for at least a couple of seconds anyway. So enjoy it while it lasts.
All right, next we got Desmond. What do you see for me spiritually?
Ooh,
I'm not.
that's a good
Was
question.
is it? That depends on your interpretation of that question.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, and I'm just thinking that I'm assuming that you want to know what your what your spirit guides have to say, and what your intuitive abilities are, and stuff like that. It feels like you've got more intuitive abilities than you give yourself credit for, Desmond. Um, it wouldn't hurt you to pick up, maybe learn to read the playing cards, or use divining rods or something along those lines, or even use a pendulum. Although that might not be your exact forte, but it does feel like you have some pretty strong empathic energies, and it does feel like you could. You have good intuition. You just need to learn to pick up on it. Um, the problem with being a strong empath, it makes places where there's big crowds stressful. So if you get stressful in traffic and in crowded buildings, shopping malls, theaters, anytime when you're in a crowd of people, try wearing just the tiniest bit of rosemary oil, and you can get it at health food stores and all other kinds of stores. But it's not going to cost all that much for what it is. It comes in a little bottle like that, and that bottle should last you a long time, because you just want to use just a few molecules. You don't need a lot, and put it right on the nape of your neck, because that's the place where you are most vulnerable spiritually, and protect yourself before you go into crowds and situations like that. And that'll keep your stress levels down, and it'll also help you to use your intuition a little bit more freely.
Well, Desmond
Okay.
has updated the question. There's been some attacks. So what's going on with spirit?
And I just told you how to do it. Take care of
How
it.
to take care of it? Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So use the rosemary. It's pretty powerful stuff. You don't need to use a lot of it, because you don't want to smell like spaghetti. Is Jam trying to
Manipulate my husband to turn against me. Oh, that all depends on how weak-willed your husband is.
Oh.
Is it time for the runes?
That might actually be one, because it's kind of like there are people who want only what they can't have, and you might be dealing with that sort of a situation there, because you're asking two different questions. Because you're asking about your husband being manipulated, which you get a solid yes there, but then when you say to turn against me, that's not exactly it. Okay, so those are two different things. I want you to recognize that right off the hop. So let's see what why WTF is JM trying to do. Yeah. Oh, that's not quite the right one. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so JM's just bored. Just bored and cynical about families, and so that's, it's kind of like kids that go down. The kids that are jealous of how I don't know. The kids that are jealous of families with more money at Christmas, so they go around and ruin the decorations and that. It just feels like this is the action of somebody who's bored and destructive. Yeah, I think she underestimates your husband. So the thing with you is, don't take it personally. Yes, she is being manipulative because she's bored. But I think that there's true love here. There's a gift of love that you're not really seeing here with your husband. I'm pretty sure that he loves you. He loves you, and I wonder if maybe he cheated in the past, because there's that, because there's a little bit of a chip in the trust there. So he's paying the price there, but this person is just a troublemaker that found a potential victim. Don't think it's going to succeed. No, it's not going to succeed. It really isn't. Yeah, this is a time for you and your husband to start making plans for the future. And that's just the rune's advice to change your perspective. Start looking forward, looking forward, looking forward. View her for the fly in the ointment she is. Yes, she's trying to manipulate your husband. It's not necessarily to turn against you. It's just that she's bored. And so she wants to break up the family, because that's what she does when she's bored. Charming. Best thing you can do, look to the future and be confident in the relationship. Okay, so Ashley wants spirit guide messages. Well, I guess,
yeah, there we go.
yeah.
Did we not do Ashley yet?
No.
All right, well, there we go.
There we go. And I'm just going to pull out my pendulum, because it seems to work pretty well with the spirit guide messages. I think it just gives it.
They know how to talk to you. It's through that seed.
Mm-hmm. Feel like you got some job opportunities coming up. So this is a good time for you to think ahead and think bigger. That they're kind of showing me that you've had your feet in the mud, so you might be getting a little too comfortable where you're at career wise. So you always need to move ahead there. Yeah, 2023 seems to be a pretty active year for you. So this is a year, if you want to make any changes, this is a year to do it. And set up a fund for travel in 2024, because in 2024 you're going to have a chance to take a major trip. Okay.
And you got a whole 12 months to save up for it.
Oh, yes. Okay. Eva, Merry Christmas. Okay, did we get through everybody?
Well, let's see. I think we got some.
We did.
Ta-da, ta-da. Oh, no, Divinely Breast Square Tower has another question. We'll get to you next week there. Yeah, what do you want to talk about now? We got a little time to kill? Or do you just want to say good night, Merry Christmas, and cheers?
Well, I'm divinely.
Oh, you're reading the chat?
I am.
Hi, Eva.
And Divinely Blessed Tarot.
Well,
Yeah, you see, Sophia V, that's just what they told me.
Desmond, why don't you ask your spirit what they want from you? Desmond says that the spirit is attached and wants to know what it wants or why it's on me. Ask them.
Yeah. Well, because the very first thing I got was put up that protective wall.
Yeah.
Put up that protective wall and see where that leaves you. Because I know that there's some spirit that you want to reach out to, but there's some spirit that you don't want clinging on to you. And it's just a good way to kind of get rid of anything toxic, is to protect yourself with rosemary. Because that says F off to all the negativity. And if spirit's still around, then sit down and talk with it, because you stand a better chance of dealing with the positive spirit.
Yeah, sometimes they're just looking for the weakest of the infants.
And you see, he says it's negative. You can tell when it's negative. Rosemary will take care of that. You don't need to know what it wants.
All right.
And divinely blessed tarot. Let's see if I can. Why does my fool X's AC and AK feel after my glow up after seeing MU tarot and astrology business? I'm not sure what you're asking, although let me put it to this way. Exes is the operative word here. If someone's your ex, the healthiest thing you can do is not be concerned with how they feel. There's a reason why they're your ex. And if you can just accept that and let it be and move ahead, I think that, I've enjoyed being in the tarot and the psychic business for many years. And it really is, it's a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun over the years. We actually met at a psychic fair.
Well, it comes down to haters hate.
Yeah.
And things
you can't worry about it.
And things that people don't understand, they have a tendency to hate easier.
Yeah. Well, I remember one time I was at the psychic fair, and when you're a reader at a psychic fair, there's a lot of noise around you and what have you, and you have a front person that's maybe 3 feet from you, and you kind of, as a psychic, you put up a barrier, but as a business person, you kind of keep a little bit of one ear out. And so I'm at the psychic fair, and my front person, Eric, at the time, was talking to this lady, and she says something about Jesus, and well, okay, Jesus is nice. And she says, saved. Oh, saved is nice. And then she said, 13 demon angels. And I'm like, what? And so when I got done with my reading, she's still there. She's still there trying to prophesize to my front person about how evil the tarot and psychic fair is. And I looked at her and I said, can I help you? And she goes, I want you to know that what you're doing here is evil. And I said, then why are you here? And she couldn't answer that. She just got so flustered. She said, well, Jesus loves you and the devil hates you. And she ran off. Good to know.
13 demons.
13 demon angels.
13 demon angels. Do they guard the 71 blessed virgins?
Yes, no. You see, coexist. It's synergy.
Eva wants to know whether she's going to do art fairs or psychic fairs or both.
Okay.
Why don't you sell your art at the psychic fairs?
Oh, yeah. With Eva, you make such beautiful things. The only thing your guys are going to tell you, and the same thing I'm going to tell you, is produce. Just produce. That's all you have to do is produce. And definitely psychic fairs. Eva does all kinds of wonderful things that do have like a little psychic bend to it. She does these little books, and then they're only like about that big, but they're just interesting little facts. Like I think there's one on the animal horoscope, and different books that deal with specific little issues. And then she also sells these energy bundles, which just have little charms and crystals and that for certain types of healing. All wonderful stuff. I've known Eva for many years. She just always comes up with the best ideas. She used to have these little charm bracelets that had the different charm bracelets for different things, to move things along, to make things happen on time. Stuff like that was really great. So yes, of course you should sell at psychic fairs.
Eva says there was a psychic fair that had people protesting outside.
Oh, gee.
Why is it that never happened to any of the fairs that I was at? I was gonna just join them and go, "Hail Satan! Hail Satan! Hail Satan!"
I could see you doing that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm 6'2", and I'm a big guy, so I'm not gonna get too much trouble from
Yeah.
people.
Stardust C
Stardust C.
says, "Hey Queen, you've got lovely hair. My hair is fine. So is mine, and it's not.
Is it
It's thinning
ever?
out. It's thinning out on top. First off, use good shampoo. I like the Nexus brand of shampoo, the Therapy and Humectress. Secondly, don't repeat. Wash once, rinse once. Be very sparing in the amount of product you use.
Are you telling us that they lie on the bottle?
No industry has made so much money off of a single word as the shampoo industry. Unbelievable. And another thing that I do is I rinse the ends in cold water. Hair loves cold water. Your body and your scalp doesn't like it, but your hair does. So that's how I keep my hair nice.
Suzanne has another question.
Okay.
For the runes,
Oh, yeah.
will my divorce finally end in 2023? That all depends. Do you know how to make arsenic?
Okay, that's true. Although I am laughing. Oh, I know. Oh, interesting to see what this is. But you've got the bull and the sun, and it's dead center. So that's 2023, and you've got all these fiery and stubborn and strong right in the middle. So right mid 2023, so right around May, June, it is going to come to an end. And there's this idea, I think you've got fire and you've got stubbornness here. And I think that you've got stubbornness on both sides. And I'm wondering if maybe there's a child involved, because that sun is saying that's child. Yeah, because you both got to work together on that, don't you? But let's see the events leading up to it. Okay, so so first off, you're going to discover a little bit more about the amount of money he makes. So that's good. Oh. And then there's this. Yeah, it's not about the money, it's about the custody and the child support and that sort of stuff. It's all gobbled up right there. Yeah, stand your ground, go ahead and be stubborn. He'll still, I know it's a hell of a fight, but you're working for your future and making sure that things are fair and right for your child. Let's see where it gets you. Nice. When we go into the end, the latter part of 2023, it feels like it's full steam ahead for you. It becomes very productive, and starting a life of your own. Just it feels like a new joyous situation in your life. Okay, and yeah, you've got algas right at the heart of it, and it's sort of like right at the heart of a tree. And so this one landed on its side, and when one lands on its side, it's kind of saying that it kind of has to do with the whole year. It has more power. So this is a year you are going to fight hard. Don't lose sight of what you're fighting for. It is going to take you until late, May, June, right, mid part of the year, right the middle of the year, to for this to come to an end. But then once you've got that behind you, you'll be surprised at what rapid progress the rest of your life makes. This has been a real drag to you.
All right, next we have Karine. Looking for messages from the other side.
Okay.
Well, I'm on the other side of the camera. Does that count?
I'm not going to give him a 3, folks, unless you think I should.
Honor and respect your elders. There you go. There's a message for you.
No.
The earth is flat.
Okay. Don't listen to him. Okay, spirit message for Kareen. Whatever your dream home is, it feels like there's a spot or a place where you want to be. And wherever that dream home or dream place is, the ways and means to it will present itself in the very near future. Ooh, that's good. Happy 2023 to you. And thank you, High Priestess, for a blessed Christmas and an abundant New Year. Okay, so we are at 10 o'clock. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in this Christmas. It was so much fun spending time with you guys. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Again, anybody who'd like to see me in person, just call Spa Near the Tracks at 519-272-1293 or send us an email at thequeenofoogaboga@gmail.com, and we can read you from anywhere in the world online. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.